The quote, "As a twig is bent, so grows a tree," originated from Alexander Pope. Alexander Pope published this quote in his poem Epistles to Several Persons during the 18th century. The meaning of this quote basically supports the idea that an early influencer can have an everlasting effect on a person. It is inevitable for a mix of nature versus nurture to play a role in a young person's development. The effects of parental, environmental, and peer influences can have a major impact on a young, vulnerable intellect. The experiences the person goes through growing up and the lessons that they will endure can shape that person into who they will become and how they will act later on in life. This saying applies to lifespan development because during our earlier periods of life, such as infancy or childhood, we are easily impressionable, still developing into the young adults that we will become later on in life. We cannot control the experiences that we go through, but as valued figures in that individual's life, it is very, very important for that person to be a positive influence on that child as they continue to grow and develop into mature adults. Now, this famous quote applies to many people maturing in life. For example, Vanessa Atler was a phenomenal gymnast from Southern California. Atler had struggled with a severe injury, though, preventing her from practicing the intense training routine that she had developed over the years. Her coach didn't necessarily know how to handle the changes in her body after the injury, resulting in Atler to focus mainly on her weight more and just stress about how the changes in her weight would affect her performance. Atler has spoken about her battle with the eating disorder that she had developed while recovering from her injury and coping with the internal conflicts that the eating disorder has brought about. Atler was only 16 years old at this time. This also means that she was in the adolescent stage of development during the traumatic battle with the eating disorder. The adolescent stage is a transitional phase of growth and development between childhood and adulthood. Atler may have been bent by being put under so much pressure to lose the weight she had gained during her recovery. For her to perform better, before her injury, the social-cultural aspect of gymnastics is for a gymnast to appeal to a certain physical standard. If the gymnast did not meet the physical standard, it was severely frowned upon. During her training, it was nurtured opposed to nature for Atler to do whatever it took for her to reach that specific weight goal in order for her to be successful for the Olympics. She had been overly trained and was put on a strict diet of only 1,000 calories a day. After Atler had recovered from her injury and was still battling her eating disorder, techniques of behaviorism were used to alter her behavior. This had made recovery easier for her to obtain by developing a new, different lifestyle. As the twig is bent, so grows the tree. Atler grew into a beautiful tree, overcoming the obstacles at an impressionable age and still being able to face the eating disorder recovery and just being the face of eating disorder recovery in many young women today. And that is just astounding.